Miss Veronica. Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome back into the Learning Lab, episode number 85. I wanted to share with you some of the results that I've gotten from using my Spectrum Noir pens and some paper pads that I picked up. So, one paper pad that I got, and I picked this up at Michael's. It's the Canson Pro Marker Pro layout paper, which is an artist series paper design, especially for alcohol inks. I then picked up from Canson the manga drawing pad. I mean, if they don't use inks with this, and alcohol especially, I don't know what they do. But it says no bleeding or feathering. So, of course I had to put that to the test. And while I was in the store, I picked up this Strathmore Bristol smooth surface pad, and it is extremely smooth. So I played around with those, and let me share with you some of the results that I got. I first stamped this Get Well image that I picked up at Michael's. It's an outline stamp from Hampton Arts, and it's really cute. So I stamped in 3 different inks. I used the Versa Magic Midnight Black, the Memento Tuxedo Black, and the VersaFine Onyx Black. And so here's what happened with those. I'm using my phone to do this, so bear with me. So on this one, this is the Pro marker paper. And it's a very thin weight paper, but when you look at it on the back, there's not much feathering or bleeding. But if you look there, you can see what one of my markers did. As I was using a dabbing motion to get the ink on there, the pen kind of exploded and ink went everywhere. So I pulled out my blender pen trying to clean it up, but it was just so much ink, I wasn't able to get it cleaned up. This is also on just the Georgia Pacific paper. And when you look at it, it actually did a fairly decent job. And on the back, you can really see where it came through. But overall, I wasn't displeased with it. It held the colors well. And I liked it. And these were all done with the VersaFine ink pad. Now, this one is probably my favorite. And this was from the manga ink pad. It accepted the ink very, very well. I'll turn it over on the back. Minimal bleeding, minimal feathering. Again, kind of pleased with it. Let me see if I can zoom in and get a closer shot of that. My coloring still leaves a lot to be desired. Of course, I put it to the test by using this very fine outline image with that bullet tip. So, if I had to do this again, I would try to find one of those fine tip ones that you can get for pro markers. And then this one was on the Bristol Super Smooth paper. And again, turned out okay. I wasn't displeased. Not much bleed through on the back. Now, this next set I did using the chalk ink. And when I did that, this is what I got on the thinner weight paper of the Pro Marker alcohol layout paper. Pretty decent results. Now, this one, it was on my Georgia Pacific paper. And if you look at that Ian well, that pen exploded and ink just poured out of the marker. And, again, you do get what you pay for. But if I were doing this and I were at the end of my project and this happened, I would not have been pleased at all. And then this one is with the manga artist paper stamped with the Versa Magic. I'm sorry, I didn't use Memento at all. I only used VersaFine and Versa Magic. And this was stamped with the Versa Magic. Nice heavyweight card, minimal bleed through on that. Decent job. And then finally, I think my favorite out of these 3 is the manga artist paper. I'll turn it over. Again, minimal bleed through, and I like the job that it did. So that's my review of 3 papers that I got in. I also got in one from Joanne today, and it's a marker palette. So it's not really the paper, it's for blending your markers, and that is definitely not what I wanted, so that's going to have to go back. But out of my favorites, it would have to be this manga artist paper stamped in either the VersaFine or in the VersaMagic. I don't think there was much difference between either one of them. So I'm still on the quest for the perfect paper, and as I narrow down my choices, I'll definitely let you know what they are. Thanks for stopping by the lab. Please remember to check out my blog at inkollusions.blogspot.com. Until then.